C-Fan Sports, a sports show dedicated to the Seattle sports fans. My name is Dave. This is Kevin. Welcome to Mariner Weekly. Kevin, before we jump into all of what we have this week on Mariner Weekly, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're new, and if you've been here for a while and you're liking our content, subscribe as well. Keeps the lights on here at C-Fan Sports.
And it's
also
free.
Make sure you guys turn. It is free this week only. Just kidding. Next week we're going to run a special too. Also, make sure that you guys turn on that notification bell, give a thumbs up, give a thumbs down, and as always, dude, we love you guys to make comments because it gives us more interesting topics to talk about. Because I tell you what, we're enjoying this offseason. And you know what, Kevin? The future for the Seattle Mariners is so bright, I got to wear shades. No? Okay. Kevin and I are both children of the 80s. So, yeah. Kevin, there's been a lot of power rankings that came out this week, a lot of talk about the best prospects in baseball. And every time I hear and read an article or I hear something on the Mariners on the radio, they're talking about our prospects and how good they're going to be once they get to the big league level. Not even counting the big leaguers we already got.
Right.
No, not the Gerald Kelnicks. No, not the Logan Gilberts. No, these are guys that have not stepped foot in T-Mobile Park to pitch a major league game during the regular season. These are prospects that are coming up. People that, if you watch Mariner Weekly, Kevin's been talking about all season. So we're going to touch on the future that is so bright, we got to wear shades. No? Okay. Let's start with the number 2 prospect in all of baseball, a guy that they're saying is going to be one of the top 5 players in all of baseball. I don't know about you, Kevin, but I have had a little bit of jealousy watching the Angels with Mike Trout or watching the San Diego Padres with Fernando Tatis Jr., wishing that I had one of those prospects coming into, Kevin's got COVID, coming up in our system. And now we have one in Julio Rodriguez. Kevin, give us a little flair about the guy that you've been pumping all season long.
Yeah, I mean, Julio's just been an outstanding stud. He played 74 games last year between high A Everett Aqua Sox and AA Arkansas Travelers. He even took a break to go to the All-Star game, took a break to play in the World Baseball or the Olympics, and just outstanding. He had 340 plate appearances. He ended up batting 347 to combine between both levels, with a 441 OBP, 560 slugging, and a 1001 OPS. Not only did he do that, had 64 runs, 101 hits, 19 doubles, 2 triples, 13 home runs, 21 stolen bases, and 47 RBIs. This kid is only going to be 21 years old next year.
Special.
And
special.
Like we talked about last week, if this kid tears it up in AAA like he's done in every other level, he will be in a Seattle uniform probably around the All-Star break.
We know that Julio is going to be great, and he'll be up in the big league level soon, Kevin. But I also think that we're also going to see some pitchers that are going to come up next year and contribute. Kevin, one of those guys that I hear nothing but great things about. Every place I read, every place that I listen to is George Kirby. Yep. Kevin, what is George doing that's making this so great for him in the Mariner uniform coming up?
He's just every level he's been at, everything he's done, college, whatever. I mean, he was our first round draft pick in 2019. He started 15 games last year, again, between high A and double A. He's only going to be 24 next year. He threw 67 innings, had a 2.53 ERA, 15 walks, 80 strikeouts. He had 2.0 walks per 9 innings, and he had a 10.6 strikeouts per 9. This kid has control. His power rankings for 2021, his fastball was a 65. His control was at a 65. Now his overall grade was 55 because his curve, slider, and changeup were all at 55. But this kid is unbelievable.
And he's young, and he's only going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kevin, another guy that they kept pumping towards the end of the season that's going to be coming up. In fact, he was supposed to make some appearances last year, but we kept waiting. We're like, oh, where is he? Matt Brash. Kevin, I heard nothing about it. He has the slider from HU double hockey sticks. Kevin, tell us a little bit more about Matt Brash.
Well, once again, Matt Brash is 24 years old. We got some young guys that are going to be superstars. He was a 4th round pick in 2019 as well. The Padres picked him up. He was actually had 97.1 innings pitched in between high A and double A. If this is all ringing a bell. He had a 2.31 ERA. Now, my only concern about Matt Brash is he had 48 walks.
Okay.
But 142 strikeouts.
I'll take that.
He had 4.4 walks per 9, 13.1 strikeouts per 9. So if he could figure out how to control his walks and get better control, boy, this kid's going to be absolutely a superstar.
Kevin, we may not have Emilio Estevez or Charlie Sheen, but boy, do we have some young guns coming up.
Yep.
Yeah. So the last guy, Kevin, is Brandon Williamson.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Brandon because, man, I tell you, I heard you preaching about him this year. So preach on, brother.
Well, once again, let me tell you something you've heard before. Somebody's 24 years old next year.
24. It's not me.
No, me neither. He pitched in high A and double A last year. He was a 2nd-round draft pick of the 2019 draft. He started 19 games and he pitched 98.1 innings. He had a 3.39 ERA, 33 walks, 153 strikeouts. He had a 3.0 walks per 9, but a 14.0 strikeouts per 9. This kid is electric. Once again, if he can control his walks. These guys, all 3 of these guys, George Kirby, who does have lots of control, but Matt Brash and Brandon Williamson, these guys, man, if they could figure out how to calm their walks down, lights out, absolutely lights out on all 3 of those guys. And, they're led off by Julio, who's just probably the best player in baseball, in my opinion, are going to be the next best player in baseball.
Kevin, I understand these are not all of the young stars that we have coming up. We just wanted to focus on who we think is going to be hitting the major leagues this year that has never played up at the major league level. If you guys think of somebody that fits that bill, make sure you drop that down in the comments and tell us about the future that we feel is so bright that we have to wear shades. Kevin?
I do want to say one thing before we sign off.
Okay.
I keep reading a lot of articles about who's going to help the Mariners hit the playoff push. And they're talking about Jared Kelenic. They're talking about Logan Gilbert. They're talking about George Kirby. They're talking about Julio Rodriguez. They're mentioning all these guys' names. They're missing one guy on every one of these articles. Everyone that everybody's talking about that they're missing. I'm saying right here on C-Fan Sports, watch out for Cal Raleigh next year. The guy is going to tear it up. He's hit in every level, over 300 in every level. This kid is going to hit, and he's going to be a superstar behind the plate. That's just what I have to say.
Folks, you heard it here first. Kevin called it Cal Raleigh. We're getting right on Cal Raleigh this season. Yep. Kevin, man, I tell you what, brother, I'm excited, more excited as this off season goes about what we're coming. You got any other final words for him, Kevin?
Yeah, not great news out of the lockout this week. They had an hour-long meeting. But it's part of the game going back and forth. They're thinking that it could push back spring training and the season. So that would not be a good thing, but hopefully they can get things worked out and things can go and get done so we can play some baseball.
Cooler heads hopefully will prevail.
Yep.
All right, Kevin, I got nothing but peace out to say. You have a good one, bud. Go Mariners.